Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do something that is slightly out of my comfort zone. I'm going to be doing my makeup using cruelty-free and mostly vegan products. This is the makeup I do for my photo shoots. Whenever I do a photo shoot for my portfolio or just for fun, I know it photographs well. But it's still pretty natural, I would say. Even though there's a sparkle here and there, I think it works as day makeup as well. And I never thought I would do a video like this because I've never been particularly interested in makeup. But I wanted to do this video because I wanted to talk about the cruelty-free and vegan aspect of it. Before I get started, I just wanted to say a few words about cruelty-free and vegan makeup. A few years ago, I made a video about using cruelty-free makeup, which I posted on my Instagram. Back then, I thought that cruelty-free makeup means it's also vegan. I mean, you'd think that it would imply that it's vegan, but it's actually not, because a lot of companies that are cruelty-free don't use vegan ingredients. So after doing a lot of more research, I found out about some of the ingredients that are not vegan. Today I will be using a few products, I think 2, that have non-vegan ingredients, and I will point them out. I think if you use makeup, buying makeup that's cruelty-free and vegan is a great way to help the animals if you're not ready to go vegan or vegetarian. I think that's where you can start to make a change. And honestly, these products that I use are great, and you'll see for yourself, they look fantastic, and I just don't know why you would buy something that is not cruelty-free. So let's get started. The only thing I am wearing right now is this moisturizer, Pacifica moisturizer, which is probably the only product I use for my skin every single day because I live at 6,000 feet and my skin does get very dry at this altitude. And I'm also wearing this Pacifica lip tint balm thing. This is actually not great for this altitude. It doesn't do much, but I mean, if you live at sea level, it will probably be great. It smells good too. And both of these are vegan. I honestly started buying Pacifica products only because they were vegan and they actually turned out great. Okay, let's get started. I don't have like a thing, so I use my headband. So I start with this Reduce Redness Smashbox primer. I started using Smashbox because it was cruelty-free, and it does have vegan products. This is one of them, but it's not a fully vegan company. But this is great for under foundation. It's really light, and my skin does get red, so therefore I use this Reduce Redness thing. And for foundation, I mix now just because I want to use these up. I mix the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation with Tarte Amazonian Clay. I bought this one because I got a tan last summer, and this was just to test it out, how it looks. And both of these are very light. This is what I like for my foundation. I don't want it to cover up my whole face, if you know what I mean. So I use very little of it. Honestly, just like this much. I don't know if you can see. And I mix it up for the colors. Also, this is my first makeup video ever, so I don't know what I'm doing. So I apologize if this is a little bit rough, but I'll try my best. I don't like feeling that I have something on my face and feeling like heavy. Next, I use the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless Concealer in a pretty light color. And I usually just go under eye and here And wherever I have like a spot, I'll do that too. Oh, and on my nose bridge as well. Oh. Yeah, I have a few spots, so like under my lip too, and around my nose. And I'm ready to go. Anyway, I usually just end up doing it with my finger anyway, just because it takes so much time. And this concealer is pretty good too. It also feels very light. I really wish Smashbox went fully vegan. They're starting to release new products that are vegan, which is exciting because they might just go vegan with everything. Because it's a great brand for photoshoot makeup, I think. Okay, so this is with the concealer. Honestly, it looks very pale in this lighting, but this foundation, this Amazonian clay, the shade I have is actually medium beige, which I don't know why it looks so light, but whatever. Now that my face makeup is done, I guess, I do my eyebrows, which is always a struggle. I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil, and then at the end of my makeup, I use this gel also from Anastasia. I found that their brow products are great. I actually did a photo shoot for them a couple of years ago. The lady who did my eyebrows did such a magical job that I could never recreate. But I do my best. Honestly, brows are very difficult for me to do. I just start filling them. I've never been good at painting or anything. I always try to do this like separated brow effect, but my eyebrows just don't do that for some reason. And I brush through it just to not use too much of it. This lasts me a very long time, actually. All of my makeup does. Even though I do it a few times a week. Got through that. I'm gonna leave my eyebrows for a second, and I do a little contour on my nose and above my cheeks. I use this Smashbox palette. I used up the highlighter, but I still have both of these, so I'm not gonna get a new one. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just not gonna use a highlighter. But I just use a little bit and then blend it on the sides. I sometimes do the bridge as well, but in videos it looks so good, but when I do it, it just doesn't look like anything. So gotta settle for this. And then I'll do a line just above my cheekbone, like a very small one, because I'll do bronzer later. Just above my cheekbone here, and blend it down to avoid going into the middle. And this I just kind of brush through. Moving on. Oh, and a word on brushes. I can't tell you much about these. I've had them for a very long time, or I've gotten them as a gift or something, and I've just been using them. Whatever I have, I didn't get any new ones, so don't ask me about brushes. They're Sephora mostly, I think. This one, this doesn't even have a brand. Moving on, I'll start my eyes now. For under the eyeshadow, I use this MAC thing that makes the eyeshadow stick. MAC is not cruelty free or vegan. I'm still using this because when I was dancing for the Nets, they gave us makeup, and I still have this after so many years. I haven't used it yet. Their products are not even that good. I never liked them anyways, so. But I'm just gonna wait till I use this up because there's no reason to throw it out and waste it. And it does do the job, I mean. Okay, and now eyeshadow. So this was actually a huge disappointment because I bought these palettes from Tarte. and they look fantastic. They look great. It's probably the nicest eyeshadow I've used, but I haven't used much eyeshadow in my life. The problem is they are cruelty free, but they're not vegan. Some of the shades have a non-vegan ingredient that is very, very disgusting. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, just know that they do. And I had no idea that this ingredient is used for makeup. It's just so gross. But I'm gonna use these until I run out. Tarte actually has a palette that is vegan, actually a few. So I'm not sure why they're making this non-vegan. I like having my eyes a little bit stronger, more striking than anything else. So I'll use this glittery eyeshadow for the inside. It also is not all the shades that have the non-vegan product. I went through all the ingredients for each of these. It took me a long time, especially that the ingredients are kind of listed in like code. Some of them mean something completely else than they actually are, so I had to Google everything. Now I'm gonna use the darker brownish shade, but also with a little sparkle for the outside. And then I'll blend it. It's not gonna look this crazy. Like I said, this is good eyeshadow. I just wish they made it vegan. I will do a little bit of a liner, but with eyeshadow, because I don't have, I like the non-liquid look as of right now. I don't know, my mind might change, but I basically just use it as an eyeliner. It's kind of, I wouldn't call it a wing, but I add some of this dark shade up here as if I was doing a wing, and then I blend it and it looks pretty okay. And then I'll take that and also extend it up, kind of just like blur it in. Okay, so from now on, all the makeup that's left is both cruelty-free and vegan, so I don't have to repeat it every single time. Now I move on to lashes. I do glue the end of my lashes, and they're fake mink. And I just do 5 on each eye, kind of to the middle, and it does give me an eye lift, but it also does not look heavy. For anything dance related, or like a dance audition, for example, or when I'm recording a dance, I will sometimes put full fake eyelashes just because I can have a heavier eye. But I've noticed that full fake eyelashes don't always photograph the way I want them to photograph. They just make my eyes look really heavy, and like, I'm not a fan. So I decided to glue just the ends for the eye lift. And it is a little bit tricky to learn how to do this, but practice makes perfect. Now they look a little bit uneven, but that's because I don't have mascara on, which is, I'll first do the powder before so it dries. I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Fresh Setting Powder. It doesn't really look like anything. It doesn't give you color. It just, the lady at the store, she definitely sold it. She said to me, "You're gonna look like you're photoshopped." And I was like, okay. But I have used colored powder from Smashbox and I really liked it. So this is why I got this one, to try it out. And it doesn't, it's also very light. It's not gonna do much apart from just like making my face a little bit more matte. Next, I have this Anastasia Glow Kit, which is great. I use that for my cheeks and then for my nose and here and a little bit over the eyes. It's 4 colors. I obviously like this one the most. But I'm gonna use the bronze one for my cheeks. You just need a tiny bit of it. Like really a tiny, oh, what do I do? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. And next I do the highlight on my cheeks with this, also with this glow kit. I do it above and here on the side. That's what I saw in one video and decided to copy it. And then on my nose. I'll also go with the pink above my eyeshadow just to give it an extra glow, even though my eyes are pretty glowy right now. Almost the last thing is my mascara. I use either the Tarte Big Ego mascara or the Milk Kush mascara, which is made out of hemp. I'll use this one today. This one's good if you want the effect for like eyelash separation. The Tarte one, this pink one, because I use the other Tarte ones as well and they're great, is good for volume. And now I have the mascara on. You can see kind of how my eyes are lifted because of these longer lashes at the end. These ones that I use don't give much volume. They're really just for the length at the end. I'll sometimes put mascara on my lower lashes. Maybe I'll do that now. But depends again on the look. And I don't want to do it heavy because I do still want the effect of the eye going up. And that's it for my eyes, I think. I'm gonna reapply this thing. Now I'll just do the brow gel. Again, Anastasia in Auburn. It does give a little bit more color. Makes them darker, I guess. And this is very easy to put on, so I'm happy. I'm definitely far away from being a pro at makeup, but I did learn a lot of things over this past year, I think, that work for my face. With more time that I had to do that. Because I'm looking at my old photo shoots that I did for my portfolio and the makeup's tragic. And now it's not that bad. Oh, and last thing, I use this Milk lip and cheek thing. It's like a blush and it's good for the lips as well. And it's great because it doesn't make you look like a clown. The color is very natural. I will definitely be buying more Milk makeup just because all of their products are cruelty-free and vegan, so I don't have to sit there and read all their ingredients. But I'm gonna try new stuff as I slowly get rid of this. Okay, and last but not least, my lips. It really depends on what I'm doing, what I'm shooting, how I want to look. I don't use lip liner. I don't really know how to use it, I think. Whenever I do use it, I just look like I had really bad lip injections done. So I'll just stick to the simple things. And again, this is very natural, which I like. I think we're done. This is easier. This was easier than I thought it would be. I was kind of stressed out about it because I thought I'll mess up my makeup, but it actually looks acceptable. The big problem with makeup is that a lot of the very known companies that are the most advertised are not cruelty-free still because they choose to sell their products in countries, or more specifically a country that requires testing by law, and therefore they can't claim being cruelty-free even though they might not test in the US or might not test in Europe. They still choose to sell their product where they have to go through animal testing. And I think the problem with makeup in general right now is that we're in this time of, you know, social media and like YouTube, and there's a lot of people advertising for companies. There's a lot of influencers who choose to collaborate with these companies. And I think the main road to change here is to just not do that. And it might be a hard thing to hear if you are a person who does that, because it is difficult sometimes to refuse a job. I've been there. I've definitely sometimes have not refused jobs. But what I want to do is to bring attention, with this video, is to bring attention to the companies that are trying to make a change and choose not to sell in places that require animal testing by law. And even though some of these companies are not fully vegan yet, or have just, you know, gotten cruelty-free, I think it's important to support them and support, if you do use makeup, it's important to talk about them, because the more people talk about it, I think it will be easier to convince these companies to, you know, go fully vegan. And just a word on animal testing itself, it is completely useless at this point. It's been proven by some of the companies that choose to be completely vegan and cruelty-free that it is not necessary. And it's one of the biggest crimes of humans against animals. I know I'm not perfect. Even with these cosmetics that I use, I know they're not perfect. There's still so much room for improvement for me and for the food I eat and for anything I wear, although I have not bought, technically I have not bought anything that is not vegan in the past over a year, definitely. I know I'm not living in a vegan world, so non-vegan things are everywhere and just creeping up, and just doing research about these cosmetics, I learned so much more. And I think this should be also the job of the influencers who partner with companies to do this research, because that is their job. And most of the time they just, you know, take the product, take the money, but don't understand what they're advertising. And this is something I feel very strongly about, and this is my call to action for the people who are doing these partnerships. You have to do your research. In any work that you do, you have to sit there. I don't know, like I sat there and went through all the ingredients. If I was an influencer, which I'm definitely not, let's say I was partnering with makeup companies, all I would do is I would do research on the ingredients they use before I said anything to the public. I'd rather buy less, which I think I really don't have that much makeup. I'd rather use it up, buy less, don't buy all the shades of lipstick, don't buy all the shades of liner, and, you know, really just be conscious about whom you choose to purchase from, who you partner with. And yeah, those were my last words. Thank you for listening to my little rant here. I'm glad to be back on this channel. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what's going to happen, but doing this video is fun. Hopefully I'll get to see you next time. We'll see what the next video brings, but thanks for watching.